Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Reasons for Everything and Currents for a Cake, the podcast where we rummage through the cupboards of educational practice, chuck out the stale stuff, and savour the good bits with a generous helping of common sense and hopefully curiosity. Well, today's episode, we're slicing into something that's hot, techy, and always popping up in school development plans: educational technology, or EdTech, if you like your acronyms. Now, EdTech can be a bit like a cake. It looks amazing, promises a lot, but if it's not well baked, well, you're left with a soggy bottom, and trust me, no one likes a soggy bottom. So what does the research actually say? Let's start with the good news. There has been a decade of systematic reviews and meta-analysis which has found that EdTech, when done well, can really improve educational outcomes, particularly in maths, science and writing, all showing small but meaningful improvements when digital tools are integrated properly. In England, higher use of ICT has been statistically linked to better results across key stages, especially in maths. It's like discovering that adding cinnamon to that sponge actually really works. Let's look then at one-to-one models. There's that model where there's one device per student. It's been linked with significantly better performance in core subjects, plus benefits like improved engagement, more individualised learning, and even stronger relationships between teachers, students, and families. But it's not just about techie bells and whistles, it's about creating space for deeper learning, personal connection, and project-based work that actually means something. Now, if you want proper rigour, the folks at the National Bureau of Economic Research found that interventions like computer-assisted learning and tech-enabled behavioural nudges can boost outcomes if, and this is a big if, they're backed by strong infrastructure and teacher training. In other words, you can't just chuck an EdTech platform at a problem and hope it fixes itself. You need the recipe and a decent oven. So, what do students and teachers think and say? Well, 81% of students believe tech helps them improve their grades. That's a pretty big endorsement. Teachers, well, they're saying digital tools help them differentiate, collaborate, and keeps their learners engaged. And here's where the frosting starts to crack. Tech isn't a magic wand. In fact, too much screen time for entertainment can have the opposite effect. Think more of a digital danger zone than a learning utopia. So what challenges are there? Well, research warns us the impact of EdTech depends on what you ask. School resources. Also depends on teacher confidence and teacher training, student attitudes, and crucially, equity of access. If some pupils don't have devices or can't get online at home, all your shiny apps don't mean much. This is where inequality sneaks in and steals the jam. So what's the proven recipe? What actually works? What's the secret? Well, tech works best when it supports good teaching, not replaces it. That means embedding it into lessons, focusing on active learning, giving formative feedback, and making sure teachers feel equipped and supported. Tech is a tool, it's not the lesson itself. And I would stress again that teachers need to be supported and have offerings of great training. Let's wrap up this EdTech like a lunchbox slice. So EdTech can help with academic boosts, particularly in areas of science, technology, engineering and mathematics. It increases student engagement. It goes up with smart integration. EdTech in teaching practices can help with better differentiation and collaboration. And equity matters. Outcomes depend on access and support, the correct support and correct infrastructure. Implementation is key. Without the right conditions, it can flop. So what is there to conclude about EdTech? Well, EdTech isn't just a passing fad or gimmick. When it's used wisely with training, support and genuine pedagogical purpose, it can enhance learning in powerful ways. But like any great cake, it's all about balance. Too little and it's too dry. Too much and it's a sugar rush. The sweet spot, thoughtful, evidence-informed use that puts learners first. Well, thanks for tuning in. And if you're in a school right now, maybe take a moment to check, are you using tech to transform learning or just to replace worksheets, for example, with a Google Doc? So until next time, keep questioning, keep baking, and remember, there's always a reason for everything, and sometimes a reason to eat cake too. Bye.